Let's do this. Alright, people, so as you've probably seen by now, I had a talk with Hideous Divinity's Enrico on first day, just one day prior to the actual release of their new record, Simulacrum. So, well, I've listened to it a couple of times and I have to say it's really great. And for those of you who don't know Hideous Divinity, you should really check them out because they're the next big thing to come. I mean, for me, for instance, it was the 2014 record Cobra Verde, which was based on the movie Cobra Verde, which was just fucking brilliant. I just love also the track together with Dallas Tolerweight, formerly of Nile, and Advenience, 2017 basically blew my fucking mind off. It was so brilliant, and well, as you probably know, Hideous Divinity always do concept albums about certain movies. So they've started the first track in The Beasins Rising, which was basically about They Live from John Carpenter in 1988. And I would recommend that you watch A Pervert's Guide to Ideology from Slavoj Žižek or even Rob Eger's interpretation of this movie because it's so brilliant. And the second one, I've briefly talked about it. It was Cobra Verde with Klaus Kinski, which was, you can either hate him or love him. There's nothing in between, and in my opinion, he was one of the very best actors that we had in the world. And but on to Advenience 2017. Well, this movie was based upon David Cronenberg's Videodrome, which was released in 1983. And Cronenberg started with doing some body horror and stuff like that in the beginning, and always a psychoanalytical approach. Just check out his novel Consumed. He was also very Freudian and Lacanian about making movies, just like Lynch, for example. And so Advenience still is one of my, I would say, top 10 death metal records, technical death metal records to be precise. And but let's actually continue to the new one, which is Simulacrum, which we can see here. So it was released by Century Media, has a very beautiful digipack. I also have the LP version because I like to have it like Patrick Bateman in American Psycho. I like to have all versions. So as you can see, the digipack is very beautiful, and the artwork itself is just great. So and if you look at the booklet, so you have all the texts, the lyrics, and the liner notes, and some introduction, what this track is about, and so please do buy this record through Century Media, cndistro.com, or even through Italy's Everlasting Spiel, because there you can also have some back catalog from Hideous Divinity and all their t-shirts and stuff like that, and make sure to check them out. For instance, next Saturday, the 16th of November, they're playing in Zwickau, Germany, and in January they will play with Malevolent Creation, and it's going to be the release party for Simulacrum, because Stefano, who also plays in Aborted, has also a very short time schedule, so he isn't always available because of obligations with Aborted, of course. But I think in January, the whole lineup will be set, so it's going to be a blast. And so next, let's talk a little bit about this album. So I got the chance to listen to it countless times, by now, and I have to say every listen is, well, how do I put it, it opens up new nuances or something you haven't listened before, or some, you know, like minor arpeggio going on there, or something like this, or some silence, some whispering, and you have to be very careful while listening to get all the references, because they're all over the place to various other movies. For example, it's not only limited to the new record, but you have Parajanov, you have Tarkovsky, and all these great directors, and yeah. So this one is basically about David Lynch's Lost Highway. I won't go into any more details about this because it was done in very in depth with Enrico on Thursday. So I don't need to go there actually. And well, the artwork, as said, it's very inspired by Dariusz Zawadzki and Zdzisław Beksiński, the famous Polish surrealists. And yeah, so the artwork is very awesome. I just love it. And yeah, well, let's talk about the music, because that's why we're here. So let's just check out real quick the track list. So it consists of the following tracks. Number 1, the Lusian Centuries, which of course is a neology about Gilles Deleuze, the famous French mastermind. Basically anything that has to do with movies and philosophy and psychoanalysis. Then we have the second one, The Embalmer, which they did a video on with Olivier de Sagazan, which in my opinion is one of the very best contemporary artists when it comes to psychoanalysis. So you can always watch a video from Olivier de Sagazan, for instance, Transfiguration, and then you watch something from Zetic Flash or something, and then all of a sudden you're like, well, okay, there are some similarities, but yeah, of course, each and every one has their uniqueness. So the third one is just a filler track, like with Tibetan guttural sound, you know, condense. Then we have the fourth track, which is Anamorphia Atto 3. Then we have the Dead Room, number 5, number 6, Actael, then number 7, Bent Until Fracture, number 8, See the Future Horror, number 9, Pray to a Vision, number 10, the final track, Implemini Exitio. And then on the Digipack you also have 2 bonus tracks, which are cover versions, so Lord the Zodiac from Machine Head, and the 12th track is Cursed Eternity, of course, by the Mighty Mayhem, if you didn't know that. So yeah, and each track basically is like, you know, you cannot just cherry pick something. You have to listen to this album in its entirety, because otherwise it doesn't make any sense. But of course you cannot make just an avant-garde neo-noir movie about the whole record. I mean, well, not now. Maybe in the future, because this would be very expensive for labels and marketing and stuff like that. So, but who cares? They did a great job with Olivier de Sagazan. So go check out The Embalmer. It's on the Hideous Divinity YouTube channel and also on the Century Media channel. And yeah, music-wise, Hideous Divinity always uses 6 or 7 strings, so they're tuned to B standard for 7-string guitars, but you can also have a 6-string guitar and just miss out the bottom E string, for instance, and just like Cataclysm or Monomarthos or even Nile, which are tuned to drop A, and Hideous are also tuned to drop A depending on the guitar, so 6 or 7 strings. So you have, yeah, B tuning, regular B tuning, which is five steps down from regular guitar tuning E, and there is also one track which is in drop A flat, so it's a half step down from drop A. So there's a new nuance to that, because I think it's just perfect. The very low drop A flat or Gis string in Europe or German adds a little bit more depth, and it just sounds amazing. It's really, really great and worth checking out. And yeah, so I do not want to go too much into detail about this record, because you should experience it for yourselves. And so get yourself a copy. Don't do anything while you're listening to this record, because it has to be a full immersion experience, because otherwise you won't get it if you're like, I don't know, Instagramming or WhatsApping or whatever. It doesn't make any sense if you do that. It has to be put on vinyl, and it has to be like a ritual where you just take the cover and the booklet and you read to it, and you give it full attention to actually grasp what's going on. So yeah, musically and artistically they're at their very peak, and yeah, I'm very curious what will come out from Italy in the next time. I'm not just talking Hideous Divinity only. I mean, in January, Nero di Marte will release their much anticipated third record, and I mean, for me the very first one was so great, and Derive with, yeah, it's just so great. I have it on vinyl, of course, because I'm a vinyl collector. You have to have certain things on vinyl, and actually you do have to have everything on vinyl, because CD is nice if you're driving in the car, I get that, but I mean the labels actually got hold of it and doing things like, okay, if you buy the vinyl you get the CD with it, or you get a download code so you can listen to it on your cell phone or something. So that's what has to be done, because otherwise, well, of course you cannot listen to a vinyl record in your car, or well, you can listen to it in your car if you have a portable turntable, but when you're driving it will no. Just don't do that, and don't go like Pimp My Ride or something, because it doesn't make any sense. Have the vinyl in your home or your studio or something, and the CD in your car, or the download on your phone or something. So yeah, to have it like in all versions, and so that you can listen to it whenever you want. And yeah, that's about it. And yeah, I once more encourage you to listen to the new record Simulacrum from Hideous Divinity, and also do check out their previous albums with the great Albanians and Cobra Verde and Obeisance Rising. And yeah, they're just such a great band, very good people, very talented, and they do need the support, and you definitely need to check them out, because if you haven't by now, you've surely lived under a rock or something, and you're in the cave, and yeah, just sitting in the dark, and there's someone, of course the famous cave analogy, who actually guides you out and shows you there's a light, and what you see on the walls are just reflections. And so do and go, step into the light, and yeah, listen to the album, watch all of David Lynch's filmography, read his book Room to Dream, his biography, which is great. Do watch Twin Peaks, of course, and yeah, so David Lynch and David Cronenberg, all of his movies, even his short films, and the very ones from the 60s, 70s are great. And yeah, John Carpenter, and the ultimate thing The Thing from the 80s with Kurt Russell, which is like a science fiction masterpiece. And also, of course, Stanley Kubrick, the mighty Stanley Kubrick, 2001 A Space Odyssey from 1968, and Clockwork Orange, Full Metal Jacket, and Eyes Wide Shut, his very last movie, which, yeah, some people will hate me for that, but I actually really don't give a fuck. Eyes Wide Shut, in my opinion, is one of the best movies out there. Not when it comes to Stanley Kubrick exclusively, but it's just so great, and it's obviously based upon Traumnovelle from the Austrian writer Arthur Schnitzler. So go and check out that book if you have a chance. Learn German, read it in the original language, because there are references between New York, the movie, and Vienna, the book, that are all over the place, and certain fragments are one-to-one from the book. So it was done very good. And also do check out American Psycho, the book and the movie with Christian Bale, which in my opinion is one of his best roles by far. And it's the same. The movie has fragments from the book. When you read the book, it's like one-to-one. It's exactly as written in the book, like a statement or something. So do check that out, and yeah, hope to see you guys soon. Make sure to subscribe to Eratosthenes Media, Eratosthenes Reviews, and yeah, stay tuned for some new and good reviews and anything that has to do with movies or psychoanalysis in general. And yeah, so take care and good night. Bye.